Now, the Supreme Court has referred pleas challenging the sedition law to a larger bench of at least 5 judges. The court has rejected the government's request to defer the hearing due to the introduction of a new bill in Parliament. Ashmit is standing by now to take us through the details. Ashmit, what has the Supreme Court said? What are we now looking at?
Well, the sedition provision, Section 124A of the IPC, was back in focus. The Supreme Court had deciding that this is a matter that warrants further consideration, that warrants hearing, needs to be heard, and needs to be heard by a bench of no less than 5 judges or more. That's the decision that the Supreme Court arrived at, that a constitution bench of the Apex Court is required to hear and deliberate on this matter. Now, the Supreme Court was hearing a batch of applications that have challenged the constitutionality of the sedition provision under the IPC. Now, it is here that the centre had argued that, look, we already have a new legislation in place. What's the need for hearing this case? Well, to that end, the petitioner had responded by saying, Kapil Sibal as well as Arvind Dattar had argued that this, even the new law that has come out, it's not done away with the sedition provision entirely, that it features once again as Section 150, that the newer provisions under the new law are even more draconian, and that importantly they argue that even if there is a new law in place, criminal law works prospectively. It will have no bearing on the sedition cases that have already been filed and are being prosecuted by various state governments. Now, importantly, the Centre, Solicitor General as well as the Attorney General argued that, look, this is a matter where the Parliament is seized of it, and that in better sense, the wisdom will prevail if the Supreme Court defers the hearing in this matter and allows for the Parliament to decide. That is one request that the Apex Court did not agree to. The Supreme Court has rejected that request by the Centre and has said that this is a matter that needs to be decided now, and needs to be decided by a bench of 5 judges or more. So that's the rationale, that's the verdict coming in from the top court.
Ashmit, many thanks for joining us. So the Supreme Court referring the petition on the sedition law to a larger bench. Now, the Union Minister stated